One of the main objections I get is, I don't have the money, right? Do y'all hear that? I'd love to, but I don't have the money. So I would love to hear whoever wants to. Who's got an answer for, I don't have the money?
I just did this today, actually, on our way here, and then I had a distributor ask the same thing. So what I tell people, if they say that they don't have the money, that they need this opportunity more than anybody else. If you don't have that $99 and you're going to try to figure out a way, and then I let them know. I'm like, if you can host a party, I'm going to show you that people want this, and that can be technically your launch party. If you can see that people want this business and this opportunity and these wraps. Because I was one of those people that Danielle, we didn't know what we were doing, but she told me, you just need to wrap people. And I did that. I used those wrap rewards. I kept wrapping every single person that was interested in this business, and I made $1,100 in wrap cash my first month. Like, that's a huge eye-opener. So that's usually what I tell people.
Fantastic.
Anybody else? One of the things that I usually say is that if it's important to you, I feel like you'll find a way. I have a girl that's on my team that last February said, I don't have the money, I don't have the money, I don't have the money, I don't have the money. And she said that to me for 6 months. I followed up for 6 months. I don't have the money, I don't have the money. And I finally, after the 6th month, I think I asked her about 12 times, but the 6th month, I said, here's the only problem with that. I get it, and I keep saying I'll follow up, but I just watched you go get a pedicure again, a manicure again, and go eat at a nice restaurant again. And so if you don't want to do this, you can tell me, but don't say you don't have the money, please. Just let's respect each other's time. If this isn't what you want to do, let's talk through it. If you really want to do it, I think you'll find a way, and if you're open, I'll show you how to pre-sell your wraps, just like Girl Scout cookies, but let's do this. I kid you not, she signed up the very next day. I had 17 text messages on my phone. She still messages me about 17 times a day. She's an almost double diamond, fully deaf girl, no excuses. And so sometimes it just takes putting it out there. I didn't do that the first time, notice, but that was probably like the 10th, 11th time I followed up with her. So sometimes just showing them, hey, I can see you spending money, right? Like, okay. All right, how about you?
Objections that you get.
Okay. I think one big thing, I think the money thing is probably, I don't know, maybe I'm like top 2 money. I don't have time.
Yeah.
I don't have time. Or, kids. With all those things that we don't have time to do this business, you guys, I saw this as the rescue of how I'm going to earn my time back. It's still, like I keep saying blows my mind, but your mind's blown. With that $99 kit, opening up that kit, following some steps to success, very part-time, allowed both my husband and I to come home full-time, be home with our 4 kids. So when someone says, I have 1 child, I'm like, okay. So what? I don't say that at all. But I'm just saying, I make the time for what's important to me. And if it's not important to buy back some time, some of your freedom, then maybe, you know what, this isn't necessarily for you.
Okay. If someone tells me I don't have time, I normally just say, do you have time to pee? Because if you have time to pee, I feel like you have time to work the business, in all seriousness. Because when I started, I had a 1 and a 2-year-old, we were on staff at a church, I ran the women's ministry, I had a styling company, I was in junior league, every mom's group, I didn't really shower, well, I still don't, but no, I'm just kidding, I wash my hair. But I did today, because they made me feel bad, because they said they were showering for a night, I'm like, I guess I should shower too then. When I first started, I didn't have the time, but I would pee, and so I would post on Instagram or Facebook. I say, every time you go to the bathroom, post on Facebook, post on Instagram, send out a message, add 5 people on Facebook, and that's literally all I did until probably double diamond, that was enough time. And then I had to make the decision, do I want to spend more time, and invest in this, not sacrifice, invest, because when you invest, you get something back. And with this, I promise you, if you invest, you'll get something back. So if you pee, you have time.
So like Danielle, I started with 3 kids in this business, and I've had a 4th one since. But I feel like I don't have time the most. And I feel like, I don't know why we get that excuse the most, because we don't either. But I remember specifically asking 2 of my best friends on my chicken list. I was going to go double diamond that month, and I messaged them and said, I'm going to be making $6,000 a month by the end of this month. I want you to do this with me. Will you consider doing this with me? I think that you would be amazing. Like, you're on my dream team. Please, basically begging.
And they both wrote back to me and said, no, you know what, we just don't have time. And I just had to look at the computer screen for a little bit because all I wanted to write back was, you are not married, you have no kids, you live in California on the beach. I was like, my husband's in Kuwait, I have 3 kids at home by myself, no family, no friends, and I'm gonna be making $6,000 by the end of the month. So if you don't wanna do this, I mean, fine, you don't have time, but that's not what you should say. But I remember writing back saying, you know what, I'm busy too, and I built this business completely on Facebook. I cannot have in-person parties. I do not have anyone to watch my kids. I like you said, I go to the bathroom and I post. I close the door and lock it so my kids can't get me, and I post on Facebook. And then I open the door and then I put them in the car, and I can't tell you how many times my kids go, Mom, can we go in the store yet? Because I parked the car at the store and then I post on Facebook. And then we go in the store and then we get back in the car and they're like, Mom, can we go home yet? Because then I post on Facebook before we go home because they're strapped in and they can't get me, right? So when people tell you they don't have time, I say, you know what, do you go on Facebook? Do you have 2 minutes to post on Facebook? That's always my first question. And my other response is always, the busiest people do the best in this business. Yeah. How many people did you know because you were involved in so many groups? How many people did I know because I was a military wife? The busiest people are going to do best in this business. And my dad is a traditional business owner, and he always says, if you want something done, give it to the busiest person because they know how to get stuff done.
That is so good. Yes. Okay, so one last objection that I got the other day was, oh, I already know 3 people that sell it. And then I heard a girl say, oh, I already know people that sell it, so I don't want to, I don't want to do that. So do you have a response for that?
Okay, so I live in Frisco, like I said before, and there's 2 other presidentials, a triple diamond, and tons of other people in the area just the small little area where we live, and I run into people every single day that have never heard of the wrap. I wear my It Works shirt, I get asked what works, I give out blitz cards to different people, cashiers and stuff as I'm going through the Target line, and they have never even heard of the wraps, or if they've heard of them, they've never tried one. So you guys, there's no such thing as saturated. In fact, I kind of think it's a good thing if you know other people that sell it, because then they can kind of, they've heard of it before, so it's not like a complete blindside and you're like, yeah, it's a fat patch. They've heard of it, so they know kind of what it does and what it is, and then you can, make the sell.
Fantastic. I love it.
Thank you guys so much for being here. Before you all get up and make a mad dash, can we please take a picture?